Sam, speaking of birds, you've been playing a game with animals.
Yeah, a game with amphibious creatures, I guess you could call it, not avian
birds.
creatures.
Yeah.
No, I've been playing. Well, let's back up a little bit. Technically, Shadow dropped during the Wholesome Direct stream during this Summer Games Festival. Is Kamaeru, a Frog Refuge, and yeah, it's both a sort of environmental Sim City type thing, I guess, mixed with a little bit of Niku Atsume, and also that other rabbit sort of invitation to animal and photography session with those animals. Basically, you start the game and you're revitalizing this wet springs, this wetlands, and basically making it habitable again for frogs. And you're trying to both bring back, all the different species and all the different sort of variations of these frogs, and also set them up in fun, interesting poses to take photos of them and collect the entire gamma of the different colors and variants. So it basically starts out really heavy on the sort of like reconstructing things and getting a sort of business going to sort of allow yourself to buy these props, and then buy some of these other elements to encourage the frogs to come, and you can take photos, which allows you to gain sort of trust of them, and then you can feed them, and that allows you to basically I forget the term they use, but essentially like capture them and add them to your collection, or they they are invited and are a permanent member of the refugee, yeah,
the refugee camp.
And after a while, that basically like as you establish your wetlands and you put different ponds and different like berry bushes and stuff, you basically gain resources which will help you feed the frogs and have them join you, but then also you can turn them into products to sell, which then gains you more money to buy more stuff, expand more. So
you can sell the frogs?
No, you can't sell the frogs. Basically, like there's
you
like
can turn
berries.
the frogs into products, is what I heard.
Yeah, there's like
they turn into
bushes.
the frog chair from Animal Crossing.
And you can turn it into like berry jam, or like at some point you basically open like a paper mill type thing where you convert like cattails and all that stuff into paper, and you sell notebooks and stuff. So you gain like different things. There's mini games that are attached to that also. They're pretty much the exact same mini game every time. So it's you're gonna have to repeat it a bunch just to make the products that you want, and also the customization options you want on some of these things. But basically, at some point, the game switches away from that sim to, okay, you're basically generating endless amounts of money. It is purely, let's hook you up with a jungle gym so you can have 3 frogs climbing on it at the same time and take a photo, right? There is a breeding section of the game that helps you acquire all of the different frog species. So like, there's this sort of like, standard, bog standard, all one color. Then there's like zebra patterns and like these sort of like sunflower patterns and stuff like that. And of course, then you find different colors, and then you can find different variations of the different markings of the colors. And you can use this sort of breeding, like tic-tac-toe, or not tic-tac-toe, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Is
like
it
a Herodic cube type
what's
of thing?
It's basically you try to match in a series of lines to ensure the traits that you want, and then the game sort of like
square.
It basically, you take a turn, then the computer takes a turn, you try to form different things, and then it fills in the blank, and you can help yourself get closer to those variations, or you just kind of sit around and hope that the one that you want, or the ones that you want specifically, show up. It's the story. There is a story. I can tell you that, as I said, that sort of economy thing, like basically just breaks in the half game, where I basically skipped two different story chunks. That they read the story to me, but it was like all back to back, and it's like you unlock this, and then there was another story chunk, and it's like congrats, and I was like, oh, okay. So the story is there, and there's definitely more to explore with some of the different characters. If you want to form like a quote unquote deeper relationship with them, but you know, it's not too heavy. It's, you know, it's really just there to support you, to give you reasoning of why you're trying to take a photo gallery of all these frogs. So definitely fits in that cozy game category. You know, definitely a game that belonged in the Wholesome Direct and belongs in your heart if you love frogs and you've been waiting for that Niku Atsume, but with frogs, this is definitely it. But yeah, if you're kind of leaning towards more of the like simmy aspect of it, like you want to just like run a business, that's not what this is. Like that's there for sure, but like you're not trying to be like, oh, if we don't sell enough of this jam, we're never gonna make it to the next quarter. Like that stuff's not gonna happen. Like it'll just be like that economy is just to sort of, you know, slow you down and being like, well, I want all of the theme park attractions, or, you know, I want all of the art gallery stuff, or the beds, or the slides.
Dead grandfather left you a frog farm.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get rid of the frogs.
Yeah, you know,
turn them into products.
Is it or is it not a prequel to Frog Blender, the old 2000s?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! It is absolutely not.
Okay, that's good.
The storyline does have parts of it where it is about convincing the community that, like, hey, we're not just like making this gross area of land like semi nicer, but just still gross. Like this is for animals. Like, please come here and see all the different animals. We're trying to make this a thriving part of our community with natural beauty, as opposed to a frog cat cafe where you can come in and pet all the frogs.
But it smells way worse.
Yeah, and it's in the basement of a bar, and it's everybody goes in there in the morning and they don't come out until the next day. It's weird.
Oddly, that's where Johnny's at right now too. That's
yeah, he's actually at my frog camp right now, petting all the frogs.